We're counting down 10 heists, so audacious they read like fiction. Impenetrable vaults cracked, priceless masterpieces vanished, fortunes gone overnight. From diamond empires to legendary museums, each earned its rank through nerve, impossible planning, and losses in the hundreds of millions. The question isn't how they did it, it's which crime proved no security is truly unbreakable. We begin at number 10, where the crew's average age might shock you. In 10th place, a crew of retirees, average age 70, breached London's Hatton Garden safe deposit vault and escaped with nearly £14 million in jewels and cash. While the city slept, these so-called bad grandpas exploited a simple flaw, a 30-second delay in the alarm system. With the guard gone for a routine shift change, they slipped inside, silenced the sensors with a handheld jammer, and drilled straight through 2 inches of steel. 4 hours later, dozens of safe deposit boxes lay empty, their contents stuffed into holdalls. The Metropolitan Police would later recover only a fraction of the loot, but the damage was done. Arrests followed, but the legend was sealed. The oldest hands in the game had outwitted modern security with patience, nerve, and a power drill. Time-worn hands proved the sharpest tools in a vault that never saw the light of day. Number 9. The Great Train Robbery of 1963 shattered British criminal history with a haul of £2.6 million, worth over £55 million today. 15 men, led by Bruce Reynolds, orchestrated a flawless ambush on the Royal Mail Glasgow to London Express. In the early hours, they tampered with a signal light, forcing the train to a halt on open rails at Bridgetown Bridge. The crew overpowered the driver, uncoupled the high-value carriage, and in just 30 minutes, unloaded bags of cash into waiting vehicles. The operation was so smooth, not a single shot was fired. While police eventually tracked down most of the gang, only a fraction of the money was ever recovered. The rest vanished into legend, fueling decades of speculation. In the end, a red lamp and a handful of nerves turned a moving fortress into a folktale of British audacity. In 8th place, the United California Bank burglary rewrote the rules of bank crime with a $30 million score, at the time the largest in American history. Under the cover of darkness in Laguna Niguel, Emil Dincio and his Ohio crew tunneled beneath the vault, their target sealed behind 3 inches of reinforced steel. The gang's weapon of choice was a thermal cutting torch, hot enough to melt through the door without tripping vibration alarms. For 45 tense minutes, heat and steel battled in silence, while a lookout watched for patrols. Once inside, the thieves hoisted cash and securities out with a custom cable lift, vanishing before sunrise. The forensic aftermath forced banks to adopt dual-mode sensors and time delay locks, closing loopholes exposed by the torch. In the end, a beam of fire turned a fortress into an open vault, proof that every lock has its match when technology and nerve collide. Number 7. The Securitas Depot robbery in Tunbridge, Kent, rewrote the rules of cash heists with a staggering £53 million haul. The plot began with a chilling act. Armed men kidnapped manager Colin Dixon and his family, holding them hostage to force open the gates. While the Dixons were threatened in captivity, the gang, disguised as police, stormed the depot, overpowering 7 employees with military precision. Using the manager's master key, they bypassed every electronic safeguard and loaded van after van with bundled cash, all while looping the CCTV feed to erase their tracks. In the aftermath, police recovered just £21 million. The rest vanished with the thieves, who were later handed multi-decade sentences. The Securitas heist proved that even the strongest vaults are defenseless when fear itself becomes the key. Number 6. A tunnel stretched 78 meters beneath the streets of Fortaleza, Brazil, ending in the heart of the Banco Central's vault. Over 3 relentless months, a crew posing as landscape workers dug night after night, hauling out tons of earth in darkness and silence. Their prize was 160 million reais in cash, about $38 million today, lifted from the vault floor with a custom hydraulic platform. Not a single alarm sounded as duffel bags filled with banknotes vanished into the tunnel's mouth, leaving only a perfectly cut hole in reinforced concrete. The operation's precision staggered even seasoned investigators. Police diagrams later revealed just how close the tunnel ran to seismic detectors without ever triggering a response. When the dust settled, most of the crew landed behind bars, but 1/3 of the cash was never found. In the end, patience and engineering turned bedrock into a back door, proving that the earth itself can be an accomplice to ambition. Number 5. Paris's Harry Winston boutique lost nearly 80 million euros in jewels in the span of 90 seconds. It was a record-breaking haul measured in millions per minute. 4 thieves, dressed in designer coats, slipped through a service elevator just before closing. A burst of white smoke filled the showroom, blinding cameras and disabling motion sensors, while the crew swept diamonds and rare stones into insulated bags. Their escape was as slick as their entry, the same elevator blending with the night shift, and not a single alarm tripped. Police later inventoried the devastation. Over 100 carats vanished. Only 10% was ever recovered. Insurance documents read like a luxury inventory gone up in smoke. In the end, a cloud of vapor and a flash of couture turned a fortress of diamonds into a stage for the quickest, most theatrical blitz in high-end crime. When the smoke cleared, Paris learned that glamour can be a mask for the perfect getaway. Number 4. The Antwerp diamond heist shattered all notions of security with a single strike. Nearly 100 million euros in gems vanished from a vault once called impenetrable. 15 layers of protection, from seismic alarms to magnetic fields, stood between the thieves and fortune. Leonardo Notarbartolo, a seasoned mastermind, spent over a year dissecting every sensor and every camera angle. On the night of the heist, a thermal drill sliced through steel while a magnetic jammer silenced the alarms. The crew lifted a 1-ton door with hydraulic jacks and swept over 200 carats of diamonds into duffel bags, never tripping a single alert. By sunrise, Antwerp's diamond district was stripped bare, and police would recover less than 10% of the stones. The rest dissolved into the underworld, leaving only blueprints and shattered trust behind. In the end, greed carved a tunnel through stone, and ingenuity shattered a vault of legends. Coming to the top 3, the world's most famous painting vanished from its frame in broad daylight. On a quiet Monday in 1911, the Mona Lisa was simply gone, lifted by a lone handyman, Vincenzo Perugia, who had hidden overnight in a broom closet and walked out the staff door with the masterpiece tucked beneath his coat. The Louvre's security, lax by modern standards, failed to notice for nearly 24 hours. Panic rippled through Paris, and newspapers ran blank spaces where her enigmatic smile had hung. For 2 years, the world searched in vain while the thief hid the painting in a trunk, waiting for the perfect moment to sell it in Florence. When Perugia was finally caught, the Mona Lisa returned to the Louvre, but the damage was done. A single man, a simple frame, and a missing smile proved that even the world's greatest treasures can disappear in plain sight. Number 2. 13. Masterpieces by Rembrandt, Vermeer, and Degas vanished from Boston's Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in a single, silent blow worth $500 million. In the early hours of March 18, 1990, 2 men dressed as police officers rang the museum's bell, flashed fake badges, and claimed a disturbance call. The guards, lulled by authority, buzzed them inside. What followed was 81 minutes of calculated looting. Priceless canvases were cut from their frames, ancient vases were lifted from pedestals, and everything was loaded into the night while the alarm system lay dead. When staff arrived, only empty frames and silence remained. Not a single piece has resurfaced, despite a standing $10 million reward and decades of FBI pursuit. The empty frames still hang, a wound that refuses to heal. In the world's most valuable art theft, the true loss is measured not in dollars, but in the cultural void left behind. And finally, in first place, Baghdad's National Museum lost more than treasure when over 5,000 artifacts vanished in just 48 hours of war-fueled chaos. As U.S. tanks rolled through the city in April 2003, looters poured through shattered gates and empty corridors, smashing display cases and dragging millennia-old relics into the lawless streets. Cuneiform tablets, golden statues, and the fabled Warka vase disappeared, some spirited away by organized crews, others by desperate opportunists. With security in ruins and no alarms to sound, the cradle of civilization was stripped bare almost overnight. Today, more than 70% of the stolen pieces remain missing, their absence a wound that no insurance payout can heal. International recovery efforts have returned only fragments of what was lost. In the end, Baghdad's looting stands as the ultimate heist, not for the price tag, but for the way it erased history itself. When law crumbled, loot rushed in, leaving an emptier past for future generations. Across all 10 heists, one chilling pattern emerges. No vault is truly unbreakable, and human ingenuity always finds a crack. The greater the fortune, the darker the temptation. These crimes prove the perfect heist isn't just a legend, it's a blueprint still haunting the world. Stay vigilant.